It's the hot topic that's been smouldering across the football world ever since the German newspaper Der Spiegel claimed to have access to leaked information on the finances of football's elite clubs. And not for the first time, whispers that a breakaway Super League is back on the agenda. The British-based finance analysts Vysyble have been looking closely at the economics of the top clubs for many years and believe that a new elite collective is likely to be a case of when and not if.
The elevation of the top clubs into a European Super League, in our opinion, means that the domestic leagues will suffer. We can't see how a 30 fixture schedule on an annual basis can sit side by side with the local leagues. I don't think the top clubs will go for that. So the Manchester United Cities, Liverpools, Arsenals and Chelseas will go off into the sunset, leaving a wasteland, simply because media rights values will certainly suffer, because what's left of a Premier League and the Championship and all the subsequent divisions will be devalued, no question.
English champions Manchester City are right in the thick of it. Backed by the vast riches of Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Mansour, they've declined to comment this week on allegations of wrongdoing in relation to financial fair play, of balancing the books, on the grounds that they consider all of the leaked information to be either hacked or stolen. It may well work in their favour. But according to Vysyble, City's finances make them prime candidates to search for new, more lucrative revenue sources. Despite the English Premier League being the richest in the world, Vysyble say that they and fellow big spenders Chelsea have still consistently made an economic loss over the past 9 seasons.
Ultimately, it's because the players' wages are rising exponentially, and they're in a difficult or a disadvantaged negotiating position against the players and their agents. And I think this is one of the drivers towards a European Super League, that if you got a Super League, they could have a wage cap, a bit like American football did out of the 60s and the 70s. Be a very generous cap, but a wage cap. They've got to let these clubs get a control on their costs.
City and Chelsea are not alone. While numerous English Premier League clubs, represented by the green line here, have been able to record an economic profit from steeply rising television revenues over the past 9 years, the elite top 6 clubs on the red line here have not, despite collectively pulling in more than half of all revenue. So the question now is, have the domestic giants outgrown their traditional old homes, as Vysyble have illustrated, not through greed, but by financial necessity?
They're not in control. When UEFA's not stepping in, financial fair play is almost an oxymoron. That hasn't done anything. So what you want is a structure that can get some sort of control over it.
Those who are bored by a lack of meaningful competition in Europe's top leagues might argue that they would not miss the big clubs. In Germany, Bayern Munich have won the last 6 Bundesliga titles. In Italy, Juventus, the last 7 in a row. Paris Saint-germain, 5 of the last 6 titles in France, while Real Madrid and Barcelona have almost exclusively dominated in Spain for a decade and a half. And in England, Man City and Chelsea have won 4 of the last 5. The Association of European Leagues is adamant that a breakaway league would be catastrophic for the game. They believe proposals for a closed Super League will have serious and lasting implications for the long-term sustainability of professional football in Europe. In their view, expanding the current Champions League under UEFA's leadership would solve the problem, if extra money can be found. If not, huge legal ramifications would follow any split from football's traditional governing bodies.